Oh, we got some background noise. Ooh. There we go. Good morning, Rumble Studios. Good morning, Rumble Studios. Good morning, Rumble Studios on this 12.04.2024. Current time is 05:54 a.m. Eastern Time here in upstate New York. That'd be the southern tier of upstate New York where I live and reside. This Wednesday morning, hump day, halfway through the week, working towards the weekend. I am Rich Roberts at Fireman Rich over there on X, at Fireman Rich here on Rumble. And what is it? And just for the record, I got to say this. I have been on Rumble since October 11th, 2020. I've been on here for 4 years. Wow. 4 years. Over 4 years. So, but it's good to be here this morning. Waking up. We're starting just a tad early for a change here, right? Good morning, Tina. Tina, our Jersey girl, she's right in here with us and stuff. Grab your coffee, girl. Get your coffee. We do have the morning coffee here. It's this is still that new stuff, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
What's the name of it?
Lavazza.
Lavazza. It sounds Italian. Lavazza. It's good coffee. Good coffee. The missus is just getting hers right now. She's waking up. Getting our day started with a hashtag positive start to the day, hashtag PSTTD. And I hope everybody's doing well here on these interwebs. And had a little feedback there, though, huh? I forgot. It's one of those things. I think I have everything. And there's always one thing I forgot. And I forgot to plug in the my phone, even though I have it turned all the way down, it still bleeds through for some reason. So I think it's for the phone to ring through and stuff like that. So I have to plug in some earbuds to cancel out that feedback. So that's what that is. So if that's the least of our problems, I am not. Let's see. What? Oh, it says it's unstable. What the hell? Probably because we're down. I forgot. I got to check baud rate on settings, live stream. I got to check that settings, live stream settings. I keep on saying that and I didn't write it down. I got to check that today. So that's a little box item to check. But it says we're unstable. So I ended up last minute. I did not initiate Facebook. So we're not on the Facebook because it locked into my private account and I want it on the public Facebook. So I said, screw it. I'll just go ahead and disengage it and I'll just put the link there. And but we're broadcasting here on Rumble via Rumble Studios. We're broadcasting out to locals, YouTube, Twitch, and X. And over there on X, we have nobody yet, which is fine. Nobody yet as far as on X Live. And we have one person on Rumble, one person on Locals, and 3 people on Twitch. And one of those is Tina, who's in our chat. We're glad that you're here, Tina, as well as the other 2 people there viewing our broadcast here and getting the day started here. So we're right on time for a change. We're really a little bit earlier on time as far as that goes. And Jack's been taken care of. He's coming in to join us. And but I hope everybody had a good day yesterday. We got a little bit of snow yesterday, some snow flurries, lake effect. Probably less than a quarter inch is out there, but it's cold. It is cold outside. Baby, is it cold outside. Currently here in southern tier of upstate New York, we have, it dropped a degree. It was 23. Now it's 22 degrees Fahrenheit. What are you doing, Jack? Want to come up? You gotta get your window here. I'll open up the window for you. Huh? He's deciding what he's doing. Okay. But 22 degrees Fahrenheit, negative 5.5 degrees Celsius. So that's where'd you go here? Oh, he's getting on the back chair there. So it's a cold start, cold December day or morning, I should say. I'll get this here. And let's see, what's the weather going to be like today? And weather, we got a wind advisory. I think that's for Pennsylvania tomorrow. I saw that on the news last night. And cloudy skies, a few flurries or snow showers possible. High at 33. So we're only going to get 11 degrees higher. We're at the top of the hour right now at 6 a.m. But winds out of the south at 15 to 25 miles per hour, possible gusts up to 35 to 45 miles per hour up here in the southern tier of upstate New York. Sun will be rising this morning at 7:18 a.m., which is in another hour and 18 minutes because we're at the top of the hour at 6 a.m. And sun will be setting real quick at 4:35 p.m. 4:35 p.m. And when it goes down as far as that goes, and it gets dark. Good coffee. I'm going to be sucking that down real quick. Let's see. Our world times and temperatures as I speak, starting in Honolulu, Hawaii at 1:01 a.m. Clear skies, 72 degrees Fahrenheit. Phoenix, Arizona at 4:01 a.m. Clear skies, 50 degrees Fahrenheit. In the windy city of Chicago at 5:01 a.m. currently. Cloudy skies, 27 degrees Fahrenheit. And good morning, Laura, coming in from Norway. Glad to have you here, my friend. Good morning to you. Glad to have you here. New York City, the jungle at 6:01. It's 6:01 a.m. here in the southern tier of upstate New York. It is down New York City, the jungle, clear skies, 30 degrees Fahrenheit. Across the pond, the Atlantic Ocean to Cork, Ireland at 11:01 a.m. It's raining in Cork, 52 degrees Fahrenheit. And down in Milan, it's 12:02. It's lunchtime. Mangia in Milan, Italia. Sunny and clear, 48 degrees Fahrenheit. And sliding over to Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia at 7:02 p.m. in the early evening. Sunny and clear, 81 degrees Fahrenheit. Up in Tokyo, Japan at 8:02 p.m. in their evening. Cloudy skies, 54 degrees Fahrenheit. And down on the great continent of Australia, country of Australia, great ally and friend to the United States of America, which we do appreciate, Australia. In Melbourne, Australia at 10:02 p.m., clear sky, 64 degrees Fahrenheit. And in Sydney, Australia at 10:02 p.m., cloudy skies, 72 degrees Fahrenheit. And just to finish us off here, Tina is saying down there in central New Jersey, 18 degrees Fahrenheit. Wow, you're colder than we are, girl. Hair is sticking up here. What the hell? There we go. Just straighten it out. Didn't brush my hair this morning. Didn't do the makeup before the broadcast here. And with a high of 43 degrees Fahrenheit in New Jersey. And we have, Tim Fan 40. Yo, Tim Fan 40 coming in from Michigan. And glad to have you here, Tim. Hope all is well. Our contractor there out in Michigan. And we have Laura saying hello to Tina. So we got people from Norway. We got Laura from Norway. We got Tina from New Jersey. And we got Tim Fan 40 from Michigan. And those are our world times and temperatures along with the weather. And I hope everybody had a good day yesterday. I did. Just before we get to the thought for the day. What did I do all day yesterday? Laura, I haven't. I'm still looking at that game you suggested, but I did buy I was playing it yesterday, and it's like on it's it's pretty cool. I was playing Breakout yesterday, but I have since we talked last, Laura, I have purchased some games. Well, that's not that one. Let's see which ones do I want. That's medieval. I got medieval, but the Ghost Recon series, and there's six in the bundle. I got it. It was 140 something. I got it for 31 last Thursday, but I been playing with this one. This is the very first Ghost Recon that I played. This is a pretty. I'm going to be broadcasting. I almost broadcast yesterday with this. Yesterday, I'm getting a feel for this, and this is a good game. But I have it. I bought it on Steam, and then this one also. This one's pretty rad right here. Ghost Recon Advanced Warfare. So I got them on Steam along with a couple other ones. But then there's this one. It's called Ghost Recon Breaking Point. Wow, that's Ghost Recon on steroids right there. And so I've been playing the Ghost Recon, and then last night I was playing with my UK friend there, PUBG Battlegrounds. We had a good session last night as far as that goes. What? Come here. You want some pets? That's Murdoch. He's getting his morning pets. Good morning. Let's see. Laura says I have played the early Ghost Recon. Yeah, that first one. That's the early one. That's the first one right there. Well, let me get them all out here. Let me show you what I got here. Yeah, this one is the very first one right here, Ghost Recon. That's the first one. That I first played that. I think I played this. No, I think I was playing Call of Duty, the very first Call of Duty. Let's see, do I have? Okay, so this is the first one I got right here. Okay, and I have all these on Steam now. I got this one. That's the Ghost Recon. And then you have Ghost Recon Desert Siege. Okay. And then Ghost Recon Island Thunder. Okay. And then I have Ghost Recon Advanced Warfare. This one's pretty rad right here. This is, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's two more. I got Breaking Point. What's the other one? Some other one. Breaking Point. That's the last one they came out with. They came out with that one for the Xbox and the PSP player, or whatever they call it, the PlayStation. But this is adapted to the PC, so I'm able to play it on the PC. These are first-person shooters. They have a capability of going online, but I do all the online. Shit, I dropped them. So those are my, and these I can't load up on a Windows 11. It takes a little bit. How about this game? Remember this game? I got this, the very first Halo on PC. There's the disc right there. Halo. Boy, my age dating myself. I got a whole bunch of discs here. Let me put these back here real quick. It's a show and tell. So we were playing Ghost Recon yesterday, but last night I was able to get we played maybe 5 or 6 games. The last game was pretty good. PUBG Battlegrounds. What's going on there? Let me push that over there. So straightening out my desk here. Let's get this over here, that there, and it goes right there. Okay, that'll work right like that for right now. So and TimFans40 says, got me a new phone, Samsung A15 5G. Okay, good for you. Good for you. That's a good deal there, Tim. I like the Samsung. I got the A23. And then Laura says, yes, I remember that game. Yes, they're good games there, Laura. The Ghost Recons. I love Tom Clancy. I read most of his books. What is it? Red Storm Rising. That was the first book I read of Tom Clancy. Oh my God, that was a good book. Great book. But I like the Tom Clancy series, and because I really couldn't play. I could play Call of Duty, the very first one. But when I got on to play multiplayer, my computer was crap. So that's what led me into the Ghost Recon, because it's a first-person individual shooter. They do have an online capability, but I never really played around with that. I think Ghost Recon, and then Ghost Recon, it went into Splinter Cell, I guess. That's the spin-off of the Ghost Recon series by Tom Clancy. So it's a really good first-person shooter. Really, really, I enjoyed just the first one. Getting back on there, it's like nostalgia as far as that goes. But PUBG Battlegrounds is the best, though. We had some good games last night, and the person I played with last night over there in the UK, we got it together, man. We're getting our asses handed to us, but we're working as a team, and we're playing good. We're just having fun, and we're dropping down in hot spots, something I wouldn't have done maybe 6 months ago. But we're dropping down. As soon as we drop, you better get a gun. And yesterday I dropped, and there's a guy that dropped right next to me. We both have nothing. We're looking at each other. He ran that way, I ran that way. So you have to get your gun real quick, and you try and take the other opponent out and stuff like that. It's pretty fun stuff. So I was playing around with the Ghost Recon most of the day yesterday. And what else was I doing? The missus was spending time with her friend that's getting ready to go down to Florida yesterday. I was just hanging out here at the house, and then doing the regular morning chores, doing the dishes and doing the morning wash and stuff like that. So I had a good day yesterday. It went by quick, and such. And I hope we all had a good day. So we'll see what transpires today as far as that goes. And Laura says, "Did you?" No, I didn't yet. It's 80%. I'm not sure if it's still. Let me check. Let me check here real quick. Let me check. Let me bring up my my Steam account here. Let's see. Where's my Steam? Looking for. Oh, there it is, right there. Let's check on Arma. Arma is still. It's still $5.99. So I might pull the. I might pull the trigger today. Yeah, it's still $5.99. It's 80% off. It's normally, yeah, that can't beat that deal. I guess I just been overwhelmed with the Ghost Recon series, Laura. I got sidetracked, but I do that. I do have the note here as far as, and I checked it out yesterday and whatnot. You know, it's yesterday being no, actually Monday. I checked it out Monday and also yesterday. You know, as far as it being Monday, being Cyber Monday this past Monday. I should have bought it then. It's still, I think I got to get it today, or else I'm going to lose that 80%. I'll have to wait till next year, right? I've looked at the video. That's a pretty kick, and there's some serious players on that game. I think that's what I was like. Do I really want to get? I don't want to get that serious, but it's fun to watch. I love watching that type of game. Guess it'll be another sale when it comes. Yeah, I'm going to probably look at buying it. It's only $5.99, so I should just get it and keep it in my library because. It's not that I can't afford it. Just do I have the time to play it as far as that goes. Oh, the missus, she did get me. Do you guys remember these things? I still have the wrapper here. The missus got me one of these yesterday. It was $2. A Charleston shoe. I love these things. It's one after a Snickers bar. This is one of my favorite candy bars right here. They're candies right here. That was a real treat. She went out with her friend yesterday, and then her friend's was waiting for her car to get fixed, and they were out running around. And Mrs. got me a treat yesterday, so that was pretty nice of her. Let's see. Our thought for today comes from a gentleman, an American author. His name is Earl Nightingale. Earl Nightingale. Let's see. He was an American radio speaker and author, dealing mostly in the subject of human character development, motivation, meaningful existence. He was the voice during the early 1950s of Sky King. You know how they used to do radio shows? I guess he was the voice of Sky King on this, the hero of a radio adventure series, and was a WGN radio program host from 1950 to 1956. I think WGN comes out of Chicago. Let me check that. WGN radio. Where does that come out of? Let's see. Let's see. I'll keep you posted on the Armin. You might find Friday. I'm purchased it. I really want. I guess I really want to get it. It just I sleep on. Let's see. No, not that. That's not it. Let's see. WGN radio. I think that's a radio station out of Chicago. That's one of those big. That's one of those big radio stations that. Let's see. WGN. Yeah, it is. It's a commercial AM radio station out of Chicago, Illinois, featuring talk radio format. So I knew that was a Chicago radio station. I think I might have listened to that on the shortwave at night when I was a little kid. I used to have the shortwave radio. That was my grandfather's. And I used to get the beam off at nighttime. Nighttime, you can get a lot. If you got a good radio, and this was a good radio, it picks up shortwave, and I think I might have got a radio station as far as. And this is just like a regular antenna in my bedroom when I was growing up as a kid. A radio station from Seattle, but I remember WGN 720, radio 720 AM. So Earl Nightingale, he was a radio spokesperson, but his quote and our thought for the day goes as follows. And bring up my X again. It bothers me that we're still unstable. Let's see. Okay, here it goes, as follows. All you need is the plan, the roadmap, and the courage to press on to your destination. Let me read that again. All you need is the plan, the roadmap, and the courage to press on to your destination. So the takeaway and pretty much the meaning of that is that Earl Nightingale is trying to put out there is to achieve your goals, you must, the most important thing is to have a clear plan. That's the roadmap. Know where you want to go. That's your destination, and have the mental fortitude, the courage to press on, to keep moving forward. I'm one that's always saying you should always move forward. It's good to look back to see where you came from. You can never relive history or relive your life, okay? You can look back and look at those things that you did wrong to not do them again, but then look at the things you did right to build upon those, okay? And so you're moving forward despite the challenges that may come up as you move forward. You have to overcome those challenges. So I think this is a fantastic quote, and they all are good quotes. All you need is the plan, the roadmap, and the courage to press on to your destination. Earl Nightingale. Thank you, sir. God bless and Godspeed. And yes, that is true. Because we never want, time is always moving. So you got to move with the times and stuff like that, I guess. And again, there's people that say, well, if I could live my life over again, well, you can't. That's the reality. You can look back and see the mistakes you did, and then you don't want to do those mistakes again, and which are important. So that was a good quote. Very good quote. They're always good quotes. It's always good to have a good quote to think about. And I'm always that one that it's beneficial to move forward, as far as at least try. You got to get closure on certain issues, but then it's to move forward to progress to a better time and better spot in your when you kick that can down the road called life. You don't want somebody squashing your can. Okay, let's see. Our national day today. Let's see what we got here. Our National Day, we have several one of those. Let's see, we have Santa's List Day. Well, I've got a list. I got to get off my ass and start my Christmas shopping here. I got a few more things to get. Let's see, we have National Cabernet Franc. Oh, that's a wine. We don't want that. We got National Wildlife Conservation Day. That's a good one. National Sock Day. They have this thing in the Southern Tier. It's called sock cancer. You know, you buy these socks, and the proceeds go to cancer research. Let's see. We have National Package Protection Day. Yeah, the Wednesday after Thanksgiving. You gotta protect those packages on your package. If you're expecting a package, keep a lookout for it, because you got those porch pirates. And let's see. National Dice Day. Yeah, I don't. When I think of dice, I think of no, that's what's that game? That's no, I don't. Yahtzee. Yahtzee has the dice, I guess. We're gonna go with this one. It's a foodie again. I'm partial to the foodies. National Cookie Day. Who doesn't like a good cookie? We got some Christmas cookies up in the cupboard I had yesterday for a snack. National Cookie, along with my Charleston chew. I had too much sugar yesterday. National Cookie Day on December 4th serves up a sweet treat. Bake across the country, warm up the oven for holiday bacon, and we enjoy giving tins of cookies to friends and family. Hashtag National Cookie Day. Yeah, you love the cookies there too. You know, I love them too. They're good. We can thank the Dutch for making them windmills and tulips. There's this one cookie I get. It's at the local grocery store. They're the windmill. They're the almond windmill cookies. I love those. I remember many a summer going down to Brooklyn when I was visiting my grandparents. With this, I think it was my aunt. We'd go over to visit my aunt, and she always had this plate of these almond. They were like a windmill cookie. And you liked me too. You remember those, Tina? And that was always a good snack. So the local grocery store here in the village, they have those, and I love. Yeah, the windmill cookies. I love those. Let's see. Hard cookie wafers have existed for as long as baking has been documented. Not surprisingly, they traveled well too. However, they were usually not sweet enough to be considered cookies by modern day standards. So the cookie's been around with us. So today is National Cookie Day. Grab a cookie and enjoy with a good glass of milk. Let's see. This is timing out here. Let's see. Okay. We're doing good there. Windmill. Love the windmill cookies. They're good. Windmill cookies go good with a good hot cup of coffee too. Yesterday morning, we did have the Tauga radio show over there on mixcloud.com/Richard M. Roberts. And Tina says yes on the cookies. Yeah, you can't beat that cookie. That's a great cookie. And yesterday I had two new songs. The very first one, there's a song that just came out here the last couple of weeks. It was actually the end of the last month, by Kendrick Lamar. He's a rap hip hop singer, from what I've been told. And it was Reincarnation. It's a song that he just released here about 3 weeks ago. Great song. My genre is mostly rock and roll, but I had that as my first song. And we ended up, we present 8 songs. So that was one of 8. And we continued with the Commodores. I said Commodore. It's not Commodores with Who Are You? Triumph with I Live for the Weekend. We're working towards the weekend. The Deadly Daisies. That's another group. I'm Gonna Ride. Royal Republic with Boots. Blackfoot with Fly Away. Peter Gabriel. God, he's a great singer. With Steam. And then the last one was a new one. It was a guy from Queensland, Australia. His name is Mario Vane, with Rock and Roll Day. So we had a rock and roll day yesterday on Mixcloud, and check it out over there at mixcloud.com/Richard M. Roberts. And it's the Tioga radio show that I do every other week. We'll be doing it again on the 17th of this month and the 31st. This month is one of those unique months that we get to do 3 Tioga radio shows. So, it's basically I pretend and play, keyword play, that want to be radio DJ. They used to call them radio DJs. Now they're radio presenters or something like that. I don't know. I'm sort of old school, so I have fun with that. Where basically, I'm a retired firefighter that here in upstate New York, doing the radio thing on this thing called the internet, playing as a want-to-be radio DJ, remembering playing and listening the oldies and rock and roll past and the newest of today's rock and roll, as well as other songs. Playing and listening to music on this cloud called Mixcloud, of good listening music that simply pops. There we go. Get my clicker going. My snap my fingers. So I have fun doing that. And let's see. Oh wow. I'm feeling being up early this morning. And I actually got up early and I laid back down for an hour. So this is how it was back in the old days. I get up early and stuff. Let's see. This one list, I don't have the list of history for yesterday or for today, but it has a history for yesterday. Some things that happened yesterday in history. The Lewis and Clark expedition marked their location on a pine tree during exploring of the Missouri River by land to the Columbus River back in 1805. Okay. And then in 1967, the surgeons in Cape Town, South Africa, performed the first human heart transplant, and the patient lived for 18 days with a new heart. I think it was 18 days when they did the Jarvik's heart there. That was back in the 70s. This is back in 67. Let's see. For history today, what happened on this day back in when the listing comes up here. You know what? I'm going to check real quick here. I'm going to check to see my settings in, let's see, output. What's the output on OBS? Oh, you can't. Oh, it's not letting me switch. Okay, I'll cancel out of that. We'll get back here. On this day back in 1991, after being abducted and held nearly 7 years as a hostage by 7 years as a hostage, that's too long, by militants in Lebanon, Associate Press Correspondent Terry Anderson was released from captivity. That's a thing that's very sensitive right now here in the United States, that we have American hostages overseas, not just in the Middle East, but also in Russia that are being held. We need to free those hostages. I think we have an incoming President-elect Trump, who's already stated very plainly and clearly, release the hostages. That's the last words in the statement that he has put out here the last couple of days. Release the hostages, or else they're going to suffer consequences. Cut and dry. It's something that this current president that we have, Biden, I got to be careful here. I'm on other channels. But my opinion, and he's the worst president in my lifetime. He hasn't done. They might be doing some things behind the scenes, because I remember Carter. I got on President Carter thing with the hostages, and he worked up to the last minute. I don't think this president's doing it, because he's often over in Africa. So where we got the incoming president elect is already making it known that these people that are holding Americans, you need to free them, or else there are going to be some consequences, I guess, and stuff like that. And I think he's a man of his word if you look back on his record as far as concerning other things with those bad people. So it's a sort of a touchy subject, I guess. We don't want any American being held hostage. Let's see. In 1783, General George Washington bid farewell to the Continental Army officers at the Francis Tavern down in New York City. Okay, that is still there on the corner. It's a corner tavern. That's pretty neat. Let's see. In 1956, Elvis Presley, Johnny Cash, Jerry Lee Lewis, and Carl Perkins, dubbed the $1 Million Quartet, gathered for the first and only time for a jam session at Sam Records in Memphis. Those are four greats in the music industry. Let's see. In 1965, the United States launched Gemini 7 with Air Force Lieutenant Colonel Frank Borman and Navy Commander James A. Lovell aboard on a 2-week mission. Imagine that being basically a can, because it's Gemini spacecraft. That's basically what it was. While Gemini 7 was in orbit, its sister ship, Gemini 6A, was launched on December 15th. On a one-day mission, the two spacecrafts were able to rendezvous within a foot of each other. They didn't connect. I thought they connected, but they did. They rendezvous. James A. Lovell, I think he was on Apollo 13. Frank Borman, he was the commander of Apollo 7. Apollo 7 that went around the first one of the three astronauts, the first astronauts that's orbited the moon. As far as that goes, so that's a pretty 1965. And let's see, what else we got. That's about it. While it was on this day in 2018, long lines mourned mourners went through the Capitol Rotunda to view the casket of former President George H.W. Bush. That's George Bush the Senior, who was an American hero. If you knew his story, if you read was it this guy Bradley Flyboys? What the hell is that? Let me bring that up here. Because I got the book. Oh, I have the book right here. Oh, no, it's Flags of Our Fathers. Is it in Flags of Our Fathers? Yeah, Flags of Our Fathers. I got the book right here, coincidentally. This book right here, Flags of Our Fathers by George Bradley. President George H.W. Bush is in this story. Flags of Our Fathers. Or no, this is the second book. The first one was Flyboys by James Bradley. This is the second book. It's about Iwo Jima. But Flyboys, let me look that up. Isn't that a movie too? Yes, it is. Flags of Our Fathers, Lori. It is. Yes, it is. I have yet to see that. Let me check this real quick here. Flyboys. James Bradley. I think that story is Flyboys, James Bradley. Yeah. His first book was Flyboys, and but that's the second book. But that was about Iwo Jima. A lot in the book Flyboys, James Bradley mentions a young pilot from Texas that crashed off the island of Chichijima. You got Iwo Jima, and then you had Chichijima. Before they went on to invade Iwo Jima, the fleet that was there, they ended up bombing Chichijima, which is an island that back in the day was a coal stopping point for ships that crossed the Pacific to go over to Asia. So, but the Japanese Imperial Army, they had a communication center there. They kept on bombing, and there were several pilots that were shot down, and they were prisoners on Chichijima. And after the seventh one, the eighth pilot that was shot down off of that island, which was near Iwo was President George H.W. Bush. He was a Navy pilot. He got shot down. He was probably about 200 yards from the shore, and the Japanese were going to come out and capture him. A U.S. sub was in the vicinity, ended up rescuing him because he thought before the sub surfaced, he was crying and he was thinking about Barbara, who was they were married just before he left for service, and he thought he was going to die because that was the frame of mind back then. He was rescued, but the 7 pilots that were lost, it wasn't until the book Flyboys came out that even as president, he had no idea what happened to those 7 pilots. They knew they were captured, they were missing in action, and it was in the book Flyboys by James Bradley that mentioned that they were beheaded because that was such a despicable thing. It was classified that the Japanese Imperial Army did that to these captured pilots. They were beheaded before the island was overrun. If George H.W. Bush was captured and that submarine didn't rescue him, he would have been beheaded and stuff. He didn't know that until he became president. And was it George H.W. Bush was you would figure he knew all the secrets, but because he was before becoming the vice president, he was director of the CIA. So I call him, and a lot of people didn't know about that. They knew he was a Navy pilot, but he was shot down serving his country, almost captured by the Japanese Imperial military. And if he did so, he wouldn't be here today, as the story goes. But this is a second book. I read this book. This is a second book by James Bradley. And his father was James Bradley's father, the author of this book, was on Iwo Jima. So this was a movie, and you are correct. The book is an outstanding book. I love military history. There's a lot you can gather from it. So that's what happened on this day that George H.W. Bush he had passed away. There was a review in the Capitol Rotunda. So he was a good president. The only thing that he lost to Clinton because he said he wasn't going to raise taxes. He said, read my lips. No new taxes. And he had to raise taxes. He had no choice. History will show that he had to raise taxes. It's one of those things the president doesn't like to do, but he suffered the consequences as far as not getting reelected. Now we have a president that just did something that I don't know. A lot of people are discussing. I don't know if there's any debate because it's done and stuff like that. So, but George H.W. Bush, a great American president, a great American hero. God bless and Godspeed, sir. And I didn't know about his service until I read Flyboys by James Bradley. James Bradley, he's a good author. I like his books. Good author. Let's go 100 years ago. We're still early yet. Let's get set up for 100 years ago. We do have 100 years ago from Monday in our history segment here. Let's see, we got that there. Go ahead and set it up. Let's see, I'm going to make sure I got my volume up. Okay, volume is up. And let's turn off the ticker tape. Let's see, go to present. That should come up. There we go. Turn off my camera. Go back there and let's see what Luther Rogers has to say.
"100 years ago today, the Link Piano Company at the corner of Wall and Dwight Streets is currently hiring more workers to handle a big increase in business. According to George T. Link, the manager of the plant, this year's business will break all previous records. The company specializes in the manufacture of automatic organs for use in theaters and concert halls. Binghamton had its first coasting fatality of the season this morning when a 9-year-old boy coasted on his sled out of a driveway on Clinton Street and hit an automobile. Binghamton's newest and finest bank building, occupied by the City National Bank, was opened for the first time this morning. The bank is located on the northeast corner of Court and Washington Streets. And finally, the Broome County Farm Bureau reports that more than 75,000 trees were planted in Broome County over the last year. That was the news 100 years ago.
And that's something we need to do today. We need to plant more trees. That's interesting. Maybe we are planting trees, but we should plant more trees. 75 trees were planted over the last year. That's pretty intriguing. And Tina says yes. What was the one here that Binghamton had its first coasting fatality of the season, where a 9-year-old boy coasted his sled out of a driveway on the Clinton Street and hit by an automobile. That's too bad. And the first one, 100 years ago, the Link Piano Company does that word Link, the Link Piano Company. You know what? I believe there's a company here. The first, this might be interesting to you, Laura, because it has a little bit of a military aspect. The first flight simulator was created by the Link Company, and I wonder if they had anything to do with the Link aircraft company. It's called the Link Flyer. It was a simulator, the very first single pilot flyer that they made for the military. Let me see, the Link Piano Company. Let's see. The Lincoln Organ was an American manufacturing pianos and theaters during the early 1900s. George T. Link was the manager of a small firm named Shaft Brothers Piano Company, and it was out there. It was sold pianos in the Automatic Music Company of Binghamton, New York, and but George T. Link, let me get his bio here. I believe he is associated with the Link Company. No, let's see. Let's get back here. Where is that again? Let me get his number. George T. Link. George T. Link. Oh, they got a whole bunch of stuff for George T. Link. Well, I think it has to do with the Link Industries there that is in Kirkwood, New York, which is right outside Binghamton. So, okay, let's see. Let's go ahead and stop sharing that. We'll put that on the Fox 40. And we're going to go ahead and take a little bit of a break. We're at 50. Oh, who's this? Oh, we have Jane. Jane's in the house. Okay. How you doing, Jane? A fellow New Yorker. She's downstate. Good to have you here. Good morning. Top of the morning. You missed some games last night with Steve. We had some good PUBG battlegrounds. Jane, for those folks that are watching, Jane is a artist. She used to broadcast. You don't broadcast that much, or you don't broadcast at all. Glad to have you here. And Tina's saying hi to Jane. Oh, you couldn't play? Okay, yeah. Just to let you know, we had some good games last night as far as that goes. So, we're always thinking about you as far as that goes. Jane, I've known Jane for a while here. Glad to have you here this morning. As far as that goes, let's see. No, haven't Steam. And Jane saying hi to Tina. Oh, you haven't. Okay, couldn't play. You don't have Steam. Okay. Well, you got to plug that back in there and stuff. We had some pretty good games last night. And Jane, for the folks that are watching, Jane is an artist, a very, very talented artist. I've seen some. She used to live streaming on air, and I used to sit. She had. I thought your broadcasts were pretty good. I know you probably don't have the time because there's a lot involved in the artwork that you do, but I just want to compliment the artwork is very outstanding. She did this oil painting the last time she was broadcasting of Iron Man that I think was just was the best. And let's see, Jane says, I haven't streamed live. I have. Oh, you do have. Okay, it's stream. Okay. I got that mixed up. You haven't streamed in a while and stuff. You do have Steam, yeah, or else you wouldn't be able to play PUBG Battlegrounds. Yeah, and she on the mobile. Jane's a pretty good player. She just got to get used to playing on the PUBG Battlegrounds, which is a little different dynamics and stuff like that. As far as that, yeah. And let's see, yeah. She says, yeah, it takes too much concentration to paint and stream. Yeah, that's what and stream. Yeah, and to live stream. But I really enjoyed your streams here because it just the artwork was fantastic, and Tina's laughing at Jane's corrections of my bonehead mistake as far as and oh, you're welcome, Jane. You're welcome. You're a fellow New Yorker, so and I don't know too many artists, so yeah. You give me a little clout. Yeah, I know this artist downstate New York. She's fabulous on her artwork and stuff. So I'm very glad that you could make it to the broadcast here. Very happy. Thank you for being here. Greatly appreciate it. As far as that goes. And that's one of the things about live streaming. You meet people and you associate with them online. Don't see them for a while, but you can come back. And Jane is where Jane lives, to give you perspective. I'm up here in the southern tier. She's downstate. She's just outside the city. And it's probably about I would say about a 3.5 hour drive from my place to where Jane's at down there in downstate, as we would call it, up here in upstate. But this is a welcome surprise seeing you here, Jane. Glad to have you here, glad to have you here. As far as that goes, it's a real treat. As far as that goes, more 5 hours. No. It only takes me 3.5 hours to get 3.5 hours to 4 hours to get down to New York City, and you're outside the city, I believe. How far are you outside the city? You don't have to. Don't tell me where you. But I think you're about an hour's drive outside of the city, aren't you? Because it takes me 3.5 hours to get down to Newburgh, New York. Oh, you're 2 hours. Oh, you're 2 hours east. So you're on the east side of the Hudson. Oh, maybe you could be right. You're over towards Connecticut then. You're up, and are you below West Point? What?
TMI.
Hang on for a minute, folks. Okay. Oh, you're out on Long Island. Oh, okay. In that case, yeah, 5 hours, definitely. Going through the city to get to Long Island, believe me, I've been out there. I had an aunt that lived out in Hicksville, as far as that goes. And matter of fact, was it I don't think you know Ted Hicks. Ted Hicks lives out there in Long Island. He commutes into. I thought you were upstate. I didn't realize you were out on Long Island. Okay, yeah, that's definitely 5 hours. Yeah, I've been through Long Island traffic on the Long Island Expressway. It's not a pretty sight. That's if people complain about the traffic out in Los Angeles, just get tied into the Long Island Expressway. Across the Triborough Bridge, Triborough Bridge to Long Island Expressway. I went out there quite a few times. I ran the Long Island Marathon back in 1980. So I used to go out to Long Island quite a bit. Yeah, I think, yeah, okay. I was always under the impression you're upstate New York. You're out on the island. Okay. Long Island's not bad. We used to as a kid, we used to go down to Jones's Beach all the time in the summer, the family and stuff when I was growing up. And then my father got tired of it and they said, yeah, no more Jones's Beach. I think when I was in high school, our summer vacation, we go down to the Jersey Shore down at what is that place? Courthouse. What the hell is the name of that place? That's down on Long Island. Let me see. I can't think of it right now. Let me get the map up here. That's down south of where Tina's from. It's a real nice beach. Beautiful beaches on. Yes, they are beautiful. Sometimes they get really crowded though. They get really, really crowded. Let me see. What's the beach down in New Jersey that we would go to? It's down Cape May Courthouse. There's a beach. Have you ever been to Cape May Courthouse? I know Tina probably has. If you ever get a chance, go to Cape May Courthouse, Jane. That's beautiful beaches down there. My father just got tired of the crowds at Long Island there at Jones's Beach. So we would go, before I went into service, the family would go down to Cape May Courthouse. Not been to Belmare. No. Been to Belmare. Okay, Belmare. Okay, Belmare is down there on the Jersey coast. Jersey coast has some good. Atlantic City though, it used to be wasn't that great. And Tony D is liking the Facebook post there, I think so. Tony D is probably watching us over on the Facebook. Tony, if you are, I couldn't hook up Facebook for some reason. I missed up the connection, so I just did the hot link there. Tony D coming in from. He'll be here in a few. He'll be saying hi on all the other platforms as far as that goes. We're at a 1 hour. I should take a little break here and stuff. Let's see. Oh, let's see. We got daylight coming up. We got a little snow out there. We see some grass. The snow is. We're gonna get some flurries. I'm seeing some cloudy overcast here, but the sun is starting to come up outside. We're going to go ahead and take a little bit of a break here, folks. And I'm going to refresh my coffee. That coffee's good. Even when it's slightly cold, it's still good coffee. It's smooth coffee. I will be right back, folks. So you guys hang loose, and we will be right back. Let's see what we got. Bubble gum. And we're back. We are back here, folks. We got our second cup of coffee. And we are back here on the Wednesday morning coffee for 12.04.2024. And Rich Roberts at Fireman Rich here on Rumble Studios, broadcasting. We got 13 people. Let's go over this. 13 people on the broadcast right now. 4 coming in from Rumble Studios. Rumble, you rock. Thank you, Rumble. Folks watching on Rumble. We have 1 person on Locals. We have 2 people on YouTube. Thank you. The number's coming on YouTube. That's good. 6 people on Twitch. Holy criminy. We got 6 people. We have our good friend Jane. And hey, there's Tony D. Salute to you, my friend. Good to see you. Salute to Tony D. Saying hi to Jane, saying hi to Laura, Tina saying hi to Tony and all that. And let's see, who do we have on Facebook? Facebook numbers don't come in, but we don't have anybody on. We have one viewer on X. So, but I appreciate all the views as far as that goes. Thank you very much, people. You know what? I got to change that. I'm looking here now. It says chat. To chat on the X Live, it says verify. How do you change the, Tony, are you there? How do you change the verification on the web page? I have verified people on X for chat only. I got to look into that. Can I change that? Verified only. How do I change that? I'm going to have to figure that out. That's probably why I don't have anybody on there. I gotta figure out how to change. Oh, I wonder if it's. Let me see. But I appreciate the views from everyone. We got, like I said, a total of 13 people. That's fantastic. It really means a lot. Thank you very much. Like I said, Tony D. He's in the house, brother veteran, good friend, and fellow broadcaster. Always great. Having Tony. He's down there in Warner Robins, Georgia. But I got my second cup of coffee here, working as we continue with the broadcast here. I do have another article here, and this is here in Owego. This Friday, they got an event coming up. It's called the Owego Annual Lights on the River Festival. It's going to be held Friday afternoon or Friday evening. And it's a pretty good time. It's going to be cold, but it's still a good time to just to gather and to celebrate part of the holiday season and such. That and this is on Fox 40, just like we get 100 years ago. Full disclosure, I have no association with Fox 40. I'm just a consumer of their news. And here it is, Lights on the River. Let's go ahead and see what this is about. This gives you an idea of what happens in my neck of the woods here in upstate New York. And it's a rural area, but we know how to party, I guess, in a manner of speaking.
Welcome back. Owego's annual Lights on the River Festival is scheduled to return this Friday evening beginning at 5 p.m. The festival will run from 5 to 9 p.m. and there will be some closings to be aware of. Lake Street and Front Street between Church Street and Court Street will be closed beginning at 3 p.m. and lasting until the end of the festival at 9. No on-street parking will be allowed in that area. In addition to all of the closings, all vehicles must be removed from Lake and Front Streets by 3 p.m. and fireworks are scheduled to begin at 8 p.m. from Draper Park. Beginning at 7:30 p.m., Court Street Bridge, Park Street, and Front Street from Church Street to Academy Street will be closed. This closure will last until the fireworks are over and the area has been cleared by those officials.
And there we have the Grinch that stole Christmas is in Owego. We got to watch him out. We got to watch out. But this is an event that happens every year about this time, and it's the same. That's a general area where they have the Strawberry Festival too, here in Owego. Owego is the when I was growing up. This is a story. When I was growing up in Appalachian, New York, what was it? Going to Owego when I was a little kid, that was like the big city. That was the big city for me, going into Owego. And then that changed to where when the first time I went to Binghamton, it's like, whoa, this is a bigger city. Wow. Binghamton's like half the size, maybe a third of the size of Syracuse. So, and I just remembered visiting my grandparents in Brooklyn down in New York City. That's the biggest city of all cities. So my city things when I was a little kid and stuff. But Owego, New York, it's a nice little village and community here in Tioga County. It's a focal point for the most part, but we have a lot of nice other communities here throughout the county that does celebrations like that for the holidays and stuff. It's a good thing. Let's see, what else do we have on Fox 40? That's their TV station that's out of Vestal, New York, and one of the activities, let's go ahead and do this one. This is in Endicott, New York, which I'm always saying is the birthplace of IBM, even though IBM's not there anymore. They have this street. It's called Washington Avenue. It's a main drag in Endicott, New York. And they just they had it completely closed here all summer long and stuff, and they just reopened it. So let's see what this article is about here as far as that goes.
Well, it's a new era in the village of Endicott as local officials celebrated the completion of the village's $9 million project to bring a new and improved Washington Avenue to the community. Upgrades to the street include improved safety with ramps and curves, enhanced infrastructure, and fresh paving, paintings, and benches. The $9 million project received almost $4 million from the Greater Binghamton Fund. Construction for the project began back in April of 2024 after years of planning to restore the street. Endicott Mayor Nick Burlingame says the best is yet to come for the village of Endicott.
Washington Avenue has a rich legacy. It was once the bustling heart of commerce for all of Broome County, thriving with the energy of the workers from the EJ Shoe Company and IBM. We remember those days fondly, and we will continue to honor the memory of the countless individuals who shaped this community. Yet, we have also faced our share of challenges and dark days. But today, with your help and dedication, we can declare that the sun is beginning to rise again over our beloved village.
So that's the mayor of Endicott commemorating the opening of the street. It's a long stretch of street. It's a main. It's a pretty interesting. A lot of nice shops as far as that goes. And like you said, it's in Broome County, which is the next county over. And okay, Tina just left us. She said bye. She's going over to, I thought he's on Wednesday. I think he's on TikTok today or something like that. Or let's see, is he on, let's see, notifications. Let's see, is he on X? Let's see, I don't think he's on X. Is he on X? Oh, he's on X today. Okay, he's chatting over on X. Hal Massa. He's another Brian. He's a real radio entity out there in Michigan. So Endicott over there in Broome County, that is part of the southern tier. They've got a brand new street, and there's a lot of good pizzerias because Endicott IBM is on one end of the street. And if you go all the way down the street, the other side used to be Endicott Johnson Shoes, which was a big shoe company here in the southern tier, Endicott Johnson Shoes. And but IBM, I used to, when I worked there as a temp before it became a regular, I worked days. So I used to go down Washington Ave. There's a lot of good pizzerias down there, some good pizza there in Endicott, some good restaurants in Endicott too. Let's see, what else do we got? I think that's it for Fox 40. We did the, oh, this is, oh, we already did that one. Okay, we did that one already. So let's see, what do we have? We did 100 years ago. We did that already. Fox 40, anything else on Fox 40? I'm not seeing anything else. No, what's this about Binghamton Bearcats? Okay, now let's go to My Hometown News for Tioga County. Let's see, local news, Tioga County. And there's nothing there on that channel there. WNBF, Griffin Park. What's happening in Griffin Park? The oldest bridge in America is located here in, I think I went over this once before. It's up there in Hyde Hall Covered Bridge, which is up in Cooperstown. That's where the oldest bridge in, let me show the picture of this. Let's see. Can I get the picture of this? Let's see. Here's a picture of the oldest bridge in the United States here. That's just off of WNBF. And the oldest bridge in America is located right here in upstate New York. They say the age is just a number, and for the most part, we'd all have to agree. Can you imagine turning 100, 110, or even 365 years old? Not likely for us humans, but there's a place in New York State that has stood the test of time. Here are some of the oldest buildings in New York, and the first one we're doing is the oldest bridge in New York State, according to this. It's Cooperstown, was built in 1825. The Hyde Hall Covered Bridge is not only the oldest bridge in New York State, it's also the oldest bridge in the United States. You can find it at, this is up at 1527 County Highway 31 up in Cooperstown, New York. That's the oldest bridge in the United States right there. And it's still being utilized. It looks like it's been redone with its foundation. Well, it was constructed back there in 1825. That's before the Civil War. Let's see, the oldest store in New York. Let's go with this one. Let's see what we got here. Here's the oldest barbershop. But I like this one. Let's go with this one. This is the oldest store. The oldest store in, well, almost. In 1907, the Northville, New York 5 and 10-cent store opened and is the oldest continuous operation 5 and dime in the United States. The oldest general store is the St. James General Store, which opened in 1857. This is down in your neck of the woods, Jane, Long Island. It's known as the Northville, New York it's down there in Northville, New York, down in Long Island. The 5 and 10-cent store opened in 1901. So there's the oldest store in New York, celebrating 100 years. Northville, New York. And let's see, what else do they have? Anything else of older? Let's see. I think that's it. Let's see, what's this one? This is a capital. That's a capital. Last but not least, the oldest city in New York is Albany. Okay, didn't realize that. So there's a little bit of New York history, I guess you could say. Okay. So that was from WNBF News Radio 1290 AM and 92.1 FM. No affiliation. They have a pretty good webpage as far as news and other articles concerning New York State. Let's see. Let's go back here. I like that oldest bridge. It's in Cooperstown. And let's see. WBNG. What do we got on WBNG here? Let's see. Of course, they're telling us you have less than 6 months to be real ID compliant with your New York State license, as far as that goes. They're talking about the Endicott Washington Street. go ahead and this is off of WBNG about Washington Ave. Let's go ahead and see what this one's about. This will give you a different perspective. WBNG is the CBS affiliate in Binghamton, New York.
The village of Endicott officially cut the ribbon on the revitalized Washington Avenue, closing the long period of continuous construction on the street. After months of construction and years of planning, the street is back in form, serving as a hub for business in the Endicott community. The upgrades made on the street include improved infrastructure, repaved roads, and additional street lights.
This moment is both a celebration of our past and a bold declaration of our future. A future that is bright, vibrant, and full of promise.
The project totaled out to a $9 million cost.
So there's another perspective of Washington Ave that's reopened, brand spanking new. And I like the fact that they have like a brick center going down the main part of Washington Ave. That's a main street. A lot of nice stores and all that stuff as far as that goes. So that just gives you a different perspective of what's going on there in Endicott, New York. Let's see what else we got on WBNG. Anything? News. Let's see. We got. February 2nd. What's this? 2nd? That was Monday. Monday at 11. Oh, we had a fire in Port Crane.
And another fire led to.
Let's check and see what this is all about. This is another fire. This is off of WBNG. We had a house fire in. This is in Johnson City, Olivia Street, Olive Street. Did I say that right? I'm not sure. Okay, let's see what this is about.
And another fire led to one person needing to go to a hospital early yesterday morning. It happened around 2:30 a.m. at 1532 Route 7 in Port Crane. According to the Sanitarius Springs Fire Chief, the fire was caused by improper use of a space heater. The house is a total loss. The person has minor injuries. Another small fire also occurred at the residence today. The chief tells 12 News that one was very small and happened to be under heavy timber construction.
So it was a wood frame house, and the person was hurt, probably trying to get to the portable space heater. Space heaters can be dangerous. You got to be aware of them. Don't leave them on. Be aware of where they're at. It's a source of ignition for fire, and you can see that's a wood structure that caught fire. Just glad the person was just hurt a little bit, not killed. That's the worst case scenario. As a firefighter, I don't like hearing that. When it gets cold, we're going to be using space heaters to supplement our heat. I use them myself, but I'm aware of when I leave the house, I make sure they're turned off. You don't want to leave them on. It's an open heat source. So you got to be aware that it's going. Just like if you have a fireplace, you should be aware of what's going on in a fireplace. But having a mechanical device that's contained in metal can still go astray and cause some damage and harm to one's house and self. So that fire took place on Monday afternoon. So it looked like it really it spread throughout the facility there, the home. Okay, let's see. And let's see, there's nothing there. There's nothing on WAAL, the whale, that I can see. Let's see, channel 34. Nothing there. WENY. Not seeing anything there. And let's see. Pretty much that's it. That's all we got really as far as oh, here we go. Here's a penny saver. Let's go with this one. This is a penny saver. This is an article from the Owego Penny Saver, and what this entails, the Owego Penny Saver comes out every weekend, okay, and there's an online version. But in this particular article, OFA, that's Owego Free Academy, that's the high school here in Owego, to offer prints of historical Owego. And what that entails is, let's see what the article says. Owego Free Academy and the class of 2025 are excited to present the community with a unique opportunity to own a piece of Owego history and commemorate the vibrant and unforgettable heritage of our village here on the Susquehanna River. Being a local historian, artist, history teacher at OFA, and advisor for the class of 2005, this is from Lucas Kozowski. I saw a special opportunity to combine my talents for painting, love for local history, and dedication to support our students and community. Over the course of the last 6 months, I have painted a series of Owego's scenes, 6 in total, which will form the basis of our ongoing collective of local history paintings that will preserve Owego's past and foster the appreciation for the stories of our village. These paintings depict the life along the Susquehanna from the days of the Iroquois Confederacy and the region's earliest settlers to boom years in the 19th century, showcasing the changing faces of commerce, transportation, and culture in the 20th century. So some of the other pictures, I'm not going to read the full article, but there are some good pictures here. Jane, you might be interested in these. He's holding a picture of the Owego train station, and the next one, let me get into the article here. This is online at OwegoPennySaver.com, and that's a painting of what's this painting? Is that Owego Academy? That's the high school, the old high school, I guess. There's a painting there for Owego Paints. There's another picture. Oh, that's over on the south side of the bank of the Susquehanna. There used to be a riverboat that used to go up and down the Susquehanna, and that's North Street right there. And then you can see right there, that's the courthouse. Painting of River Row, the Susquehanna, and all the glory. So that's the riverfront, featuring the 19th century charm of River Row on a quiet summer evening with the Owego paddle steamer returning from a busy day. It goes from Owego to Hiawatha Island. And Hiawatha Island is an island that's in there over in Appalachian, the town of Appalachian, or Owego Appalachian. And you'll notice the original bridge, Court Street Bridge, was a wooden bridge, signs of commerce and shipping along the riverbanks. So there we have a picture of the village of Owego. And that's the park view right there. It used to be known as the Awaga Hotel. And now it's that's the Park Street, and Theodore Roosevelt was there in 1910. And there is a Owego cycle car in winter of 1914. There's another photograph, and that's the one we saw originally, the train station, the Lehigh Valley Train Depot in the 1920s. And then we have here the Caius Bottle Works in 1970s. Owego lost a part of its soul when Caius Bottling Works produced its last bottles of soda in the mid-1970s. The painting is based on an extraordinary rare photo of the final years of Caius and featured both the building and passing of the Lehigh diesel train in the final That's back when it was simpler times. So there we have it. Those are the prints that they're going to be selling for the class of 2025 from the Weagle Free Academy. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool stuff. Okay, that's from the Weagle Penny Saver. And let's see, we have, I think that's about it, folks. I'm not sure if we're going to be going out for a walk. We didn't go out for a walk yesterday. We got to get a walk in today. The missus did a lot of walking. She went to the stores with her friend. Let's see. I'm not seeing anything else in the news, so I think we're about done as far as that goes in the news. For this particular broadcast. We've been on for an hour and a half, so that's good. So it's a good time to, I'm not sure who is still here. We have 5 people total, one person on Rumble, 1 person on local, 3 people on Twitch, nobody on YouTube, and let's see, who do we have for, we have 2 people on X Live, so thank you very much. But I do think this is where we're gonna go ahead and exit stage left here. Let's see, that's Tony's. Okay, I'll have to say thank you to Tony there later. And Big Juice, hey, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. Big Juice coming in from Steve, coming in from Ohio. We just get you always come in right at the end there, my friend. We're getting ready to exit stage left here, and get our day started as far as that goes. And glad to have you here, and such that we got through pretty much everything we needed to get through here. And let's see, it's there. Okay. Oh, I got to back up. Tony D, he gave us a weather. I just noticed that in the chat here. Let's see. Down, Tony D, we're going to end with Tony D giving us the weather. Where's Tony D at? Where the hell is that? Oh, there it is, right here. Tony D, who's our good friend. If he's still here, he might be back to work. He said, salute day 2, my friend. # positive start today. Good morning to the missus, even though it's late. But Tony D is letting us know the weather down there in Warner Robins, Georgia, where he's at, is 24 degrees in Georgia. Holy crap. You got a cold front, man. We're sitting at 23 right now. We just gained a degree. Wow, Tony. Wow. Unreal. 20. That's cold for Georgia. Holy criminy. Very cold. But thank you for that weather update there, Tony. Greatly appreciate it. And but we're going to go ahead and exit stage left here, folks, and get our day started and see what happens. And I want to say thank you. Going down the list here of who was in the chat, I want to say thank you to Tina, our Jersey girl. Thank you, Laura, coming in from Norway, across the pond there in Norway. He's down in southwest Norway area. Want to say thank you to Tim Fan 40 coming in from Michigan. Thank you as we go down the list. Thank you to Jane. Jane coming in from Long Island. I stand corrected. She's from Long Island. I appreciate you being here. That's a real treat having you here this morning. And we'll be talking with you as far as that goes somewhere down the line. Let's see. I want to say thank you to moving down the list here. Thank you for Tony D. Tony D was in the house. Greatly appreciate his presence, as well as Big Juice coming in from Ohio. Glad to have you here, Steve. You have a great day today. And I want to say thank you to the people that were here viewing from Rumble, Locals, YouTube, Twitch, and X Live. Greatly appreciate your viewership. And also thank you for those people that are watching on the replay, as well as those people listening, because this broadcast gets repurposed over there on Spotify for creators, which is the old Anchor app, but it's nothing like the Anchor app anymore. You just upload and your audio to your podcast, and it gets distributed out to many other audio podcasting platforms. And you can view your own podcast, but you can't view other people's. I use Fountain, but it's a great place. So I appreciate the listens over there on Spotify for creators, and also the replays on the broadcast. Those numbers are very noticeable, folks, and I appreciate that from the heart. So I'm Rich Roberts at Fireman Rich, wishing you all well. You all have a great Wednesday. We're halfway through the week, working towards the weekend, and you all have a great one. Live life, have fun. Ciao for now. As always, peace. Take care, folks. As we hit the outro music, there we go. Have a good one, folks. Ciao for now. Take care.